Okay, Brett Burrows with Plumbers, and here we're working on a well. I want to show you we've got plenty of water pressure. I'm on the opposite side of the home. You can see I've been running some of the water here. I'm going to shut that off. Multiple issues with this well system. That's kind of been used and abused. A lot of fitting issues. I'm going to walk over to the other side of the home and show you what's going on with it, what all we had to do. And these are the initial steps. We got called out on an emergency to get water. The aerator tank was not filling with water. The switch I had to force on before, this 60-40 switch. As you can see, we're filling the tank right now. Kicks off, kicks on. Before, this would not kick off and kick on. So that part's fixed for now to get us some water. There are other issues though. These are older pressure tanks, as well as the pump may not be putting out what we need. Now you can see we got the 60-40 switch going. We've got this switch. You'll hear this pump kick on when it needs water. We open this. Alright, that'll kick on as we run it and it needs water. We've shut the water off over there on the other side of the house, but we know that it was kicking on. Now, we had to redo a bunch of fittings right here. And the reason being is they had back-to-back fittings. You can see I changed this and added a coupler in here, giving us enough room to cut this out and go ahead and install a new pressure tank. That's something else that's going to end up being needed, as well as that one over there, which does have room. But there's 4 T's in a row here, so it was back-to-back fittings. They made them real tight. And as you can see, we redid some things. This has to be painted to UV protection. So this got brittle. So when you go to take any of it apart, there was one fitting you have to go all the way back. Now this fitting right here that I put on, I had to peel the T off of it. As you can see, this is a 90 going into the ground. So there was nowhere for me to get pipe to glue new stuff on. This is the weakest fitting in the system. And if we have a problem here, what's going to happen is that pipe has to be broken down under the cement or ran above up top from wherever it's coming out there and rerouted to hook back into all of this because of the issue. Now it's working right now as long as that works, but I do want the customer to know that that's an issue for me, that fitting. I did what I had to do to get this all up and working and get it working for now. Not working perfectly, but we are able to use water in the home at this point and whatnot. So the reason we redid all this, we had to because all these fittings were back to back, but we redid it this way because we could put metal into metal on that fitting. As you can see, the reason this all had to come apart is you see this split fitting and somebody put that metal in there too tight, and you can see that that fitting was not completely thick. So we put that on. We had to reuse this metal one, putting it in easily. Even though we do not like male metal into female plastic, that's why this was redone. This is not a plastic inventoried part that I had. So we had to redo all of this as well as the new pressure gauge. And we've got more well work that needs to get done here, but this was all done to get water going, and additional items are going to be needed. I'm doing this for a landlord-tenant situation. We're going to attach this video to the customer's invoice for them to read and understand the warnings I said about that fitting of the pipe. And also we're going to come back out and price out several other items.